Tips from the ER, choking baby. I know some of you can't stand the sound of a crying baby, but I personally love that noise. It tells me at the very least that baby is alive. If your baby is moving around and its eyes are open but it can't cough, breathe, or make any sounds, that's a sign that your baby might be choking. In which case you're going to want to drop whatever the fuck you're doing, tell Siri to call 911 while you get that no noise making baby face down on your forearm. Support its head with your hand, tilt that sucker down, and smack that baby between the shoulder blades 5 times with the heel of your other hand. Then turn it over, don't drop it. Use 2 fingers to rapidly thrust into the center of the chest another 5 times. Rotate these until whatever's choking your baby falls out. Don't be afraid to be a little rough with the thrusting. Your baby could take it. Don't believe me? Just remember this. If there's one thing worse than a bruised baby, it's a dead baby. Tips from the ER, choking baby. I know some of you can't stand the sound of a crying baby, but I personally love that noise. It tells me at the very least that baby is alive. If your baby is moving around and its eyes are open but it can't cough, breathe, or make any sounds, that's a sign that your baby might be choking. In which case you're going to want to drop whatever the fuck you're doing, tell Siri to call 911 while you get that no noise making baby face down on your forearm. Support its head with your hand, tilt that sucker down, and smack that baby between the shoulder blades 5 times with the heel of your other hand. Then turn it over, don't drop it. Use 2 fingers to rapidly thrust into the center of the chest another 5 times. Rotate these until whatever's choking your baby falls out. Don't be afraid to be a little rough with the thrusting. Your baby could take it. Don't believe me? Just remember this. If there's one thing worse than a bruised baby, it's a dead baby. Tips from the ER. Face down, ass up. Or medically known as proning. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of you have been coming in with very low oxygen saturation. That's the amount of oxygen circulating in your blood. The virus affects your body in a way that makes it hard for your lungs to do their job. Luckily, there's a simple trick that might just save your motherfucking life. It's called proning. Most of your lung is located towards your back. We lay you on your stomach to give your lungs more space to breathe, and it moves around all that disgusting mucus your body built up from trying to fight this infection. We lay you face down with your head turned to the side, of course. We're professionals. We're not going to let you suffocate. It's super creepy to see a bunch of patients lying on their stomachs with tubes down their throats to help them breathe, but until we're able to contain this virus, you're going to be face down, ass up to get your sats up. Tips from the ER against medical advice. Are you unhappy with your ER experience? Did the doctor take too long to come see you? Did the nurse not flirt back? You poor thing, how dare they? Or maybe you had a change of heart and decided you're not that sick after all, and you'd rather be at home watching The Bachelor. Luckily for you, you can leave the ER whenever the fuck you want. It's called leaving against medical advice, and that is your right to exercise whenever the fuck you want. It's not like we're trying to hold you hostage in the ER. Some of you feel like as soon as you check in, you become our prisoner. That's just not true at all, because you could definitely leave whenever the fuck you want. Contrary to popular belief, we do not want your business. You are not the reason we have a job, toe pain. Emergencies will inevitably happen whether or not you come in for a sore throat. The ER is rarely ever short on patients. If you have the energy to walk up to the nurse's station to complain, remember Steveioe's words. You can leave whenever the fuck you want. Tips from the ER. Shocking. Did you know that when we shock a patient, it's not because their heart has completely stopped working? As a matter of fact, you would never shock a heart that's flatlined. Those silly medical TV shows always trying to shock a dead heart back to life. Cut that out, Meredith. Get back to CPR. A shock to the heart is used when the heart is beating irregularly, aka when it's in fibrillation. We gotta defibrillate it. Guess what AED stands for? Automated External Defribillator. What? We gotta shock it back to normal. A heart in fibrillation is like a kid who won't stop jumping around. Sometimes it needs a little external stimuli to keep it in check. I'm just kidding. Please don't shock your kids. I've seen patients wide awake get shocked because their heart wouldn't stop acting funny. Painful to watch, but it saved their life. Shocking. Tips from the ER. Super Bowl Sunday. The unofficial holiday of America. Another excuse to get drunk, eat barbecue, scream, bet money, lose money, scream some more, all while wearing oversized football jerseys. We were all able to comfortably watch the game because nobody comes to the ER during the Super Bowl. You're all too preoccupied with the game to notice your pain, and you're not yet drunk enough to do stupid shit. Even if you absolutely needed to come to the ER, you can't miss Tom Brady getting his 7th ring. You'll go after. And after you did. Because by the end of the 3rd quarter, when that game was clearly over, you decided to pick your ass up to come see us. And the ERs got slammed. Happens like clockwork every year. We have a beautiful morning, then 4 hours of relaxing game time, followed by a big shitstorm of ER patients all coming in as if we were giving out free beer and hot dogs. I've never hated my life more than the 6 hours after a Super Bowl, and I lost every single bet I made. Damn you, Tom Brady, you motherfucker. Tips from the ER. Mass casualty incident, aka an MCI, aka a lot of fucking people need medical attention. An MCI could be the result of a plane crash, a bombing, a mass shooting, contamination, or one of Mother Nature's delightful natural disasters. She can be a real bitch sometimes, can't she? The first thing the ER needs to do is to create some space, which means any patient who can safely go home should calmly get the fuck out. Anyone who needs to stay will be immediately wheeled to a different area of the hospital. The goal is to get that ER empty. We're gonna set up hallway beds in every nook and cranny of that ER with just enough space for our fat asses to walk by without trampling each other. Triage will be set up outside where we will decide whether you're gonna live or possibly die, in which case we're gonna wheel you back faster than a free pizza donation. Don't be surprised if we ask you to hold the bleeding for a complete stranger. An MCI could be up to 300 motherfucking victims, and we're gonna need all hands on deck. Tips from the ER. Foley. A Foley is a tube we stick in you when you're having a little trouble getting your pee-pee out. It's pretty painful and dangerous not being able to urinate when your bladder's full, but luckily for you, there's a special tube that'll drain that tinkle right out of you. It's called a Foley, and it goes in exactly where you think it does. Right through the hole where the pee-pee comes running out. Once it's in, we blow up a little balloon at the tip of the tube to make sure it doesn't try to snake out of you, so don't pull on it, or it's gonna be a bloody fucking mess. Once it's in, we don't even have to turn it on. It automatically starts draining and you feel better. It's pretty painful going in, but don't you worry. We're gonna lube up that Foley like it's your first time, every time. That's right, motherfuckers. Welcome to the ER, where there's no tube we won't try to stick in you to help us help you. Tips from the ER. Pregnancy tests. Guess what the number one thing is healthcare workers hope you'd stop coming into the ER for? A pregnancy test. I know you're not ready for a fucking kid. I know you need to do everything in your power to make sure that you are not pregnant. But there's no need to come to the ER just for a pregnancy test. Despite what you might think, the ER pregnancy tests are no different than the ones at your local drugstore. There's no special stick we have that you get to pee on that is any more accurate than the ones that you can buy at your local food and stuff. It's probably cheaper there too. But if you're still scared and would rather wait 3 hours for someone in scrubs to officially tell you whether or not something is growing inside of you so you could finally go to sleep at night, come on down. Just know that as far as ER patients go, you're probably going to be at the bottom of the priority list, right next to toe pain and drunk guy. If you've ever taken a pregnancy test at home but immediately got a different result at the ER, comment below, let's hear about it. If not, let's all collectively agree that there's no need to come to the ER just for a pregnancy test. Tips from the ER. Valentine's Day. What was that? You're single again for Valentine's Day? Darn, that's 6 years in a row. How does that keep happening to a sexy motherfucker like yourself? If the thought of being alone on Valentine's Day makes you sad and you're thinking about coming to the ER just to feel anything remotely close to a decent human connection, I'm here to stop you. The ER doesn't give a shit about you. But I do. Join me tonight at 7 p.m. on TikTok Live for a major drunk cooking session followed by an 8 p.m. dinner or whatever slutty outfit you were hoping someone would see you in tonight. We're gonna celebrate Singles Awareness Day together. It's BYO everything. I'll bring the entertainment, you bring whatever you need to sufficiently get liquored up and hammered. See you tonight, motherfuckers!